Imagine flying past Mars, skimming over Jupiter's storms, leaving Saturn's rings behind, and then entering a place no one told you about. A frozen halo circling our solar system, vast and silent, where ancient debris drifts like ghosts of creation. This isn't science fiction. It's the Kuiper Belt, our solar system's attic, untouched since the beginning. And here's the catch, these aren't just rocks. They're the original building blocks of worlds, perfectly preserved in ice for 4.6 billion years. What secrets are locked inside? Clues about how planets formed, why comets carry water and organic material, maybe even how life itself began. Did you feel that shift? The deeper you look, the bigger the stakes get. The Kuiper Belt isn't just out there, it's the reason we're here. And before we dive further into this frozen mystery, a quick reality check. Only 0.4% of you watching are subscribed. You've just flown past Neptune with me, don't drift away now. Hit subscribe and let's keep going. Picture the year 1950. Astronomer Gerard Kuiper sits with a theory that sounds almost like heresy. He suggests there's a hidden ring of icy bodies beyond Neptune, a frozen frontier waiting in the dark. But here's the problem, no telescope of his time could prove it. For decades, Pluto looked like the lone wanderer, an outcast in a strange orbit, and astronomers were left scratching their heads. Then, in 1992, everything changed. David Jewett and Jane Liu spotted a tiny speck of light moving against the stars, 1992 QB1. It was the smoking gun, proof that Pluto wasn't alone, but the first member of a vast community. Imagine the tension, one faint discovery rewriting our entire map of the solar system. From that moment, the Kuiper Belt was no longer a theory. It was real, immense, and packed with mystery still drifting in silence, waiting to be uncovered. For decades, Pluto was the oddball, tiny, distant, and with an orbit that tilted and stretched in ways no planet should. Astronomers couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Why did Pluto behave like an outsider? The answer came slowly, and it was shocking. Pluto wasn't unique at all. It was simply the brightest member of a hidden family, part of the frozen Kuiper Belt stretching beyond Neptune. Even its moon, Charon, locked in a cosmic dance, discovered in 1978, hinted that Pluto's story was tied to something bigger. What once looked like a lone misfit turned out to be the gateway, the front door to an entire region of icy worlds. Suddenly, Pluto's demotion from planet to dwarf planet didn't feel like a downgrade, it was a revelation. Pluto wasn't less important. It was the clue that cracked open the existence of a whole new frontier in our solar system. Imagine strapping into a ship and leaving Earth behind. 1 AU from the Sun gone in minutes. Past the asteroid belt, past the giants Jupiter and Saturn, out to Neptune at 30 AU. You'd think that was the edge, but it isn't. Because right beyond Neptune begins the Kuiper Belt, and its scale is staggering. This frozen ring stretches from 30 to 50 AU so wide it could swallow the inner solar system many times over. Compared to the neat rocky asteroid belt, the Kuiper Belt is a vast frozen desert, its distances almost incomprehensible. Objects are separated by millions of kilometers, drifting in near silence. To cross it, even at the speed of light, would take hours. And yet, it isn't empty, it's crowded with icy worlds, dwarf planets, and comets waiting to fall inward. This isn't a border, it's an entire realm, a second frontier hidden in plain sight at the edge of the Sun's domain. Step into the Kuiper Belt and you'll notice something strange. It doesn't look like the rocky scraps of the asteroid belt. Out here, the ingredients are different. These worlds are built from frozen methane, ammonia, and water ice, relics preserved for billions of years in deep space cold. Each object is a time capsule, a frozen recipe from the dawn of the solar system. Picture a colossal, donut-shaped ring shimmering with icy debris, stretching across tens of AU. Some fragments are small, the size of mountains, while others like Pluto or Haumea are full-fledged dwarf planets, wrapped in ice and secrets. Unlike Earth, where geology erases history, these bodies are untouched, locked in a permanent deep freeze. It's like opening a freezer that hasn't been touched since the birth of the planets. Every chunk of ice, every surface scar holds a piece of the puzzle, the story of how our world and life itself began. The Kuiper belt isn't just a lonely ring of ice, it's a bustling graveyard of worlds. Hundreds of thousands of bodies larger than 100 kilometers drift here, each one a frozen survivor of the solar system's violent youth. Trillions of comets lurk in the shadows, waiting for a gravitational nudge to dive toward the sunday. And scattered among them are the headline acts. Dwarf planets like Pluto, Eris, Haumea, and Makemake icy titans that could have been planets if not for Neptune's grip. Imagine a vast, silent crowd spread across billions of kilometers, each object separated by gaps so wide you could hide Earth inside them. It feels empty, but in truth it's swarming with relics. Every rock, every shard of ice is a leftover ingredient from the recipe that built the planets. Together, they form one of the richest archives of cosmic history our solar system has ever preserved. The Kuiper belt could have been a planet. All that ice, all that rock, it had the raw materials. But then came Neptune, the giant that rewrote the script. Its immense gravity reached out like an invisible hand, stirring the region into chaos. Instead of merging into a new world, the icy fragments were yanked apart, scattered into unstable orbits, locked in resonances that chained their fates to Neptune's path. Picture waves crashing against a shoreline the planets pull forever, disrupting the belt, keeping it fragmented. Even today, Neptune continues its silent control, dictating where objects can and cannot exist. Without it, we might have seen another planet born at the edge of the solar system. Instead, we're left with a shattered frontier, a museum of failed worlds. The Kuiper belt is not just a relic of time, it's a monument to Neptune's dominance, proof that gravity alone can sculpt destiny. Just when you think the Kuiper belt ends at 50 AU, the map stretches farther. Beyond its outer edge lies the scattered disk, a realm of exiles. Here, icy bodies are flung into wild, elongated orbits, some reaching nearly 1000 AU from the sunday. Imagine objects spending centuries drifting in the frozen dark, only to swing back toward the inner solar system in brief, fleeting passes. These aren't orderly neighbors like Pluto or Makemake. They're wanderers shaped by Neptune's gravity, tossed outward like dice across a cosmic table. Some may even bridge the gap between the Kuiper belt and the far more mysterious Oort cloud. Each one is a messenger from the solar system's chaotic youth, carrying scars of violent encounters and journeys spanning unimaginable distances. The scattered disk reminds us that beyond the familiar lies a wilderness still unexplored, an outer frontier where even the sun feels like a distant star. Beyond the Kuiper belt lies a rival, the Oort cloud, a vast, spherical bubble of icy debris that may stretch to 100,000 AU. Where the Kuiper belt is a donut hugging the sun's edge, the Oort cloud is an ocean without shores. Both give birth to comets, short-period ones from the Kuiper belt, long-period ones from the cloud, but their scale is worlds apart. And yet, the Kuiper belt has its own tragedy. Once, it may have held 7 to 10 Earth masses of material, enough to forge another planet. But the migration of giant worlds stripped it bare, leaving behind less than 10% of Earth's mass. Even now, collisions shatter objects. Neptune tugs others astray, and solar wind blows dust into the void. What remains is a fading relic, a fractured belt thinning over time, yet still powerful enough to light up our skies with comets and remind us of a violent, forgotten dawn.